Okay, so if you haven't seen my reaction video to the trailer, I'll put the link up in the cards, but enough of reaction. FNAF security breach, new footage just dropped, and I thought it is time for me to finally be on time for the first time and analyze it piece by piece. So you know what, without wasting any more time, let us begin. So this is how we'll be analyzing this. We'll go through each area one by one, break it down from top to bottom, starting off with the main lobby in the Pizzaplex. Ladies and gentlemen, this site has become such a landmark in FNAF community. Glamrock Freddy taking all the shiny spotlight off the back, as noted the first time as well. Heavy branding of Freddy all over the pizzeria. I'm so glad that floor tiles still resembles the first FNAF game. Never forget your roots, ladies and gentlemen. And then we get to our first look at Glamrock Gifts. As you can see on the right, we have Glamrock Gift Shop. But what's interesting is that it is closed. And the reason I pointed this out is because the whole Plex, whilst alive, is closed. You don't see public here. Obviously, it's FNAF, duh, but it seems like the whole mall and the whole Plex is still lit and bright, even at the night after the public go home and after it is closed. But we see Glamrock Chica plushie, we also see some toys, Roxanne Wolf doing her thing, Freddy, more Freddy branding. But up top you can see some animatronics singing, dancing. Well, they're not dancing, but it's like prop up there. That could be the first stage of animatronics doing their thing. Those are not meant for sitting and then consuming, but it's rather something that's just doing its own thing whilst people come in and try to figure out where to go, what to do, and whatnot. Then on the left side you can see another area closed, but this seems to be a theater, another stage for animatronics to perform. You can see counter booth, seats. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this is the rides for kids. If I'm wrong, do let me know in the comments, but it seems to me that it's either between the theater or rides for kids, kind of like VR, because it is the futuristic FNAF, and we'll touch futuristic FNAF in just a second. But kids or whoever want to sit here, they wear the VR headset. VR headset is not a big deal. We just came from FNAF Help Wanted. It is canon in Five Nights at Freddy's. We also have the VR Chica in AR, so boys, it's not far-fetched. Up top you can see Faz Pad, kind of like a chill area for people. It's pretty neatly designed, the whole area, well done. And finally in front you have the Freddy statue. You also see water and the reflection at its best. Single-handedly best FNAF game in terms of visuals. I mean, do we even have to say at this point? You also see lifts that takes you to the upper floor to go to the Faz Pad and the other animatronic singing area. But behind that statue you have another area that seems to be open for free roam. Really cool. Maybe that leads us to the next area that I'll touch in just a second. Then we get to the arcade and family area. This is where you can see on the right side tables, chairs for family to sit and enjoy whilst their kids play and whatnot. As you can see on the left side, drinks area, fill the cups as much as you want, and also counter, a booth for people to order their food. This mostly seems like a snacks area, not like full heavy food for families, but just like snacks for kids that are playing the arcade and whatnot. You can see the menu up top. I wonder what kind of meat they're selling. Yeah. Then we get to see our first character that's alive, a robot with the same hat as El Chip from Ultimate Custom Night, doing its thing in the pizzeria, taking leftovers back to the bin where they belong. You can see pizzas and soda cans, but these aren't massive pizzas like I talked about. As camera pans in, you can see more arcade games, air hockey, machine games, just to mention a few. There are other robots in this area behind it as well. Overall, this is kind of stuff you would expect from a FNAF game. Ever wondered why kids come back to this place over and over again? Here's your answer. And parents, what are you doing? You're sitting there whilst we're getting brainwashed on those arcade games? Good parenting. Okay, area 3 is strictly eating area. The other one probably belongs to kids that are enjoying the games whilst their families sit there, eat, and pass time. This area, however, is strictly dining. Again, another detail to note here, this is indeed a futuristic setting with robots doing most of the work, although there's no telling if humans ever delivered anything in previous FNAF establishments. They were always tucked in back rooms, but our good friend here is on the counter, ready to take orders and serve customers as they sit here, eat pizza, and whatever they desire from Pizzaplex. Ignore the voice cracks, I'm sick. Some great ice creams can be seen as well. Birthday theme if anyone is interested, but my attention went all the way to the back room in front. That's not back room. This may lead back to the lobby or another area, maybe arcade room, as it is designed for people to use. But it's so creepy knowing the history of Five Nights at Freddy's and seeing a room that's just menacingly is there, doing nothing, but it's there, and it creeps me out as a FNAF fan. Also, one quick detail, the robots on the counters are designed as puppet. You can see their faces, same colors, same face. Boys, you know what's going on here. Robots having empathetic behavior. Who wants kids to be happy? That's right, puppet from FNAF 2. The theme, it is there, ladies and gentlemen. Then we finally get to our first backstage area. Y'all were on me when I said backstage area is going to be playable as Vania, the security guard, and Gregory. Look at this, backstage area having significance. There's not much to go here as this is behind the scenes. A best way to lure kids, however, behind the madness going on inside the Pizzaplex. L here is obviously the lower area, going down even further. Perfect as Vania, the killer. We'll get to her in just a second. The last area we see in the new trailer is Dale's. It's hard to explain what we're seeing here, but I would put faith in Steelwool and say this is the exact lower floor that was shown in the previous area. More pipes, huge theme of Five Nights at Freddy's, we know that already. There's more area to roam around underneath bridge kind of area that you're standing on, probably to hide from Vania as Gregory. I do believe it's a stealth game like Outlast, where your hope is to survive by using stealth hiding mechanics. And final huge detail is this room, kind of like a meeting room where executives would come up with a new idea, keep track of statistics and more. On the whiteboard you can see drive new earnings, as the Plex is hard on cash and wants to make back the investment that they made on this Plex. This is a rebranding after all, so it makes sense. Let's rock. This is really interesting as it is a direct reference to 80s, but that does not mean that the game is set in 80s. FNAF Help Wanted is veered in timeline. William was reborn. Princess Quest gave us a glimpse to that. Vania is the next William. However, the story is moving forward. We're the only ones left behind. And the final detail we'll talk about is Vania and Vania. In the trailer we hear Vanessa talking to kids about how it's late and they should leave and go back to bed. Vanessa doing her job, good Vania. But then the music cuts and you hear a different voice. Or is it a different voice? I kept on saying it sounds like Ballora or Roxanne Wolf, but it's not. It's just Vanessa being Vania the William.
And put you to bed. I see you.
As she menacingly laughs, I believe it's no coincidence they showed backstage and lower area as she says that. This is clear indication that you're far deep into the Plex and story and trying to hide from Vania. This might be the first encounter with Vania before you get Glamrock Freddy's help, because she's looking around for you. You will end up finding big secrets, notes, stuff you shouldn't be looking. The real objective and the biggest question is, will Gregory make it out alive when it's all said and done? Well, we will find out when FNAF Security Breach drops later this year. Still no release date, still no actual in-game footage that would show first-person perspective. Boys, I have a 4K television and watching this again in 4K, my god, this will make any non-FNAF fan go nuts. Imagine us, the FNAF fans. Also, there are some things pointed out by FNAF fans about the Unreal Engine default lights and some shadows not being able to load properly, like not utilizing the RTX completely. But the Nvidia GeForce on the Twitter says that the FNAF Security Breach will have Nvidia DLSS, ray traced reflections, global illumination, shadows plus ambient occlusion. So much of it looks alright. It is a lot shiny and brighty for a FNAF game, but there are some still hiccups that you can see. I'm good with PlayStation 5 version of this game. I'm actually good there. Part of it being my PC will melt down. I mean, even the trailer has frame drops. That's how much you're forcing it to run with all this hype. So my advice, remove some shiny colors and reflections, and you have the game running at 60. Hopefully, it'll probably run like 30 with RTX and 60 without it. I'll stream directly from a PlayStation 5. We'll see what happens when the game drops. Actually, my take is the game is far from done, but I'll leave you here with that. So do let me know. FNAF Security Breach, if you like the trailer, you like what you saw, also subscribe right now, 50k, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and peace.